going to South Korea to see your favorite K-pop band, walking along the streets of Paris, so romantic, sipping coffee, eating croissant, and seeing the Eiffel Tower lit up. Bracing the cold to see the northern lights in Iceland. Wow, what a one-in-a-million experience. And sipping cocktails along the beaches in Capri, Italy. Going for exotic holidays are one of the best experiences one can have in your life, especially when you're going with your loved one and friends. However, these exotic holidays don't come cheap and they burn a large hole in your pocket. Ever since post-COVID, revenge travel is all the rage. And last time, people used to travel only at certain times like summer holidays and the Christmas period. However, now they're everywhere in every airport all throughout the year. Hi, my name is Fran, one half of the Corporate Breakout Couple, and recently it's been a hot topic on X, formerly known as Twitter, and on Reddit as well, that people are actually taking loans in order to go for their holidays. Shocking, isn't it? But it's true. In the smartphone era, everybody has one, and with smartphones comes apps such as TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, where people are showing their best traveling lives. Because of these apps, the FOMO is real, and people are just constantly planning to travel here and there and pushing the limit to their finances to the breaking point. This is where personal loans come in. People are actually turning to personal loans to fund their holidays. Before we deep dive into this topic, please like this video, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to join our YouTube family. People's spending behavior and pattern is pretty consistent all over the world. Take for example the US. Parents with young kids are actually going into debt just by going to Disneyland. In a recent survey of more than 2,000 US consumers, it is found that 24% of Disney visitors have incurred debt from their trips, with this number increasing to 45% for parents with children under 18. I checked with one of my friends who's an American, and he took his kids to Disneyland recently, and it cost about USD $5,000 for a family of 4 for a trip to Disneyland, which includes hotel stay. Now, this $5,000 is for someone who lives in America. What about people who are not in America? For example, you're from Singapore or from Malaysia. A Disneyland trip alone, just for a family of 4, will cost you tens of thousands of ringgit or Singapore dollars. These costs will include your flight tickets, your hotel stays when you're not in Disneyland, as well as other miscellaneous and travel costs. Did you know that a 7-day, 6 nights trip to Club Med Hokkaido for a family of 4 will cost you more than Singapore dollars 10,000? A 1-week trip to South Korea for a family of 4 can easily cost you RM 25,000 ringgit for a family. In Malaysia, personal loans are the main cause of bankruptcy cases, with 49.22% compared with other types of financial loans. Personal loans include secured or unsecured loans from banking institutions, personal loan from money lenders, other than banking institutions, and friendly loans from individuals. In terms of age, from 2019 to 2023, it is shown that 35 to 44-year-old age group was found to have the highest number of bankruptcy cases. I'm honestly not surprised by the statistics that the 35 to 44 age group is the highest number of bankruptcy cases in Malaysia. This age group is the start of the sandwich generation, which means that they have young kids to feed, but at the same time, they're starting to also have aging parents to look after. This age group, which is actually the millennial and the Gen X, their financial responsibilities are actually very high, but at the same time, they love to travel as well. So do you see where the conundrum is? The minute you swipe your credit card in order to pay for your holidays and take out personal loans in order to fund these holidays is actually the beginning of a slippery slope down into debt. The financial institutions make it very easy for you to get personal loans and bigger and higher credit card limits because they want you to spend. The moment you buy into this and you're in the cycle, that's when they get you, because they earn a lot of money from you from the interest rates, which are extremely high. As I've shown you in the examples earlier, it costs a lot of money just to go to Disneyland or even a trip to Japan or South Korea, because the moment you go on a holiday, huge sums of money are spent, and this money cannot be recovered anymore. Here are 3 ways for you to be on top of your finances and not go into debt. Number 1, use your credit card as a tool and not as an excuse to spend money. When used wisely, credit cards are a great ally for you to earn points, cashbacks, and even air miles. The danger comes when you only pay the minimum sum or you leave a balance to carry forward over to the next month, thus incurring huge credit card interest rates. You know, the right way to spend on a credit card is that you already need to have the money set aside for that purchase. For example, if you are buying an airline ticket for a family of 4 that costs $3,000, you already need to have that $3,000 set aside before you put that charge on your credit card. What gets people into trouble is that when they swipe that $3,000 for the air ticket, they don't actually have that money yet. They would use next month's salary to cover that $3,000. The problem is a lot of them may not have the full sum available from that salary, which means that they need to pay a minimum or pay half and they carry the balance to the next month. The thing is, you don't just only have $3,000 on that card, do you? You also tend to swipe on other things, your travel expenses, your car rental, your food, and your hotel all goes on that same card to be paid in the future. So, in order to use a credit card correctly, always ensure you have the money set aside, always pay within the credit card terms, and do not carry a balance over, and then you can enjoy your points, your cashbacks, and all the rewards that a credit card comes with. A holiday should be a joyful occasion, not a stressful one, especially after you come back from the holiday and your bills are piling up. Make sure that you have a budget set aside for all your holidays for the year. John and I traveled 12 times last year in 2023. That's once a month, and we went to exotic places as well, not just within Malaysia. At the end of each year, we make sure that we have our travel budget set for the following year, which means if we wanted to travel 12 times in 2023, in 2022, we will have already set our travel budget. This way, when we travel guilt-free, we spend freely, and we don't have the fear of looming credit card debts when we arrive home. Always have a roadmap of your trips for the entire year, and any spontaneous trips that's not in the budget and you cannot afford it, you don't go. I know it's very tempting when your friend invites you on an impromptu trip to Thailand or to Bali or even to an exotic island and you really want to go, but if you really cannot afford it and you still want to go and you put that charge on your credit card, it will often end in financial disaster. This brings me to point number 3, which is travel and spend within your means. There is no shame at all if you can only afford to travel domestically or within nearby countries. Everybody comes from a different financial situation, and you actually will never know the true story behind that perfect travel picture that you see on your friends' social media pages. For all you know, they are part of the statistics who takes up personal loans to fund their travels. Therefore, you need to have a certain level of self-awareness and be secure at your own financial position so that you can play at that level and do not play at other people's level, which you may not be able to afford to. How things are run in this world, they make it so easy for you to spend money, and one can easily get into debt if you're not careful. And the moment you get into debt, that becomes a very dangerous game because people spend years and years trying to get out of this big debt hole that they dug themselves into, and some people never really be able to get out of it. This is the exact reason why John and I are so passionate about financial literacy and financial education, because without that foundation, all your beautiful building blocks will just come crumbling down. I personally am one of the fortunate ones who managed to crawl out of my credit card debt in my early 30s, and that debt came from my mid-20s. I've learned a lot of important lessons from that time of my life, such that I've applied those lessons into my life, and now I'm financially free. John and I would like to pay it forward, and we conduct free masterclasses on topics on financial literacy and financial education and much more. Join the Zoom webinar by registering in the link below. That's all from me, Fran, one half of the Corporate Breakout Couple. I hope you've gained valuable insights on how to manage your money and your travels accordingly. Please like this video, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!